Victoria City Council will discuss its fiscal year tax rate at its next meeting. Corpus Christi mayoral removal hearings continue later this week. And area water reservoirs are on the rise thanks to recent Texas Hill Country floodwaters. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, August 3rd. Victoria City Council meets tomorrow at 5 p.m. at their council chambers. This week, council will discuss the second renewal of the city's annual bulk fuel supply contract for about $1.4 million. They will also talk about a tax rate for fiscal year 2026 through 27, as well as the public hearings and scheduling for a vote to adopt it. Victoria City Council meets on the first and third Tuesdays of each month. Meetings are live-streamed online at victoriatx.gov and on YouTube at Victoria Texas Videos. Corpus Christi City Council will have their next regularly scheduled meeting next Tuesday, August 11th. This week, they will continue the removal hearings for Mayor Paulette Guajardo on Thursday and Friday. Corpus Christi's area water reservoirs continue to rise after receiving much of the aftermath of Texas Hill Country floodwaters. The Texas Water Development Board reports that Lake Corpus Christi is now at 56.5% capacity, up from almost 25% a week ago. Choke Canyon Reservoir rose slightly to 24.9%, which is still better than where it was last month at less than 10%. Corpus Christi City Manager Peter Zanoni said last week that city water restrictions could be lessened as early as this week if combined capacity of the two reservoirs gets to at least 30%.
And that means we can water once every other week. And quite likely, our modelers are saying that beginning this weekend and into next week, we're going to get into this 30%, which is great news.
That was Zanoni speaking last week during a press conference. City officials have not made an announcement yet on adjusting water restrictions. The Rio Grande Valley Business Journal reports that workers in the valley continue to earn the lowest wages in Texas. That's from the Texas Workforce Commission's latest state labor market review. Findings show the lower Rio Grande Valley Workforce Development Area, which includes Hidalgo and Starr counties, had the state's lowest median annual wage in 2025 at just under $36,000. Cameron County Workforce Development Area ranked second lowest, with not much above $36,000. Both were beneath statewide median annual wage of about $48,000. The number is a contrast to recent economic development in the area, with projects from Saronic Technologies' planned autonomous shipyard at the Port of Brownsville to Rio Grande LNG, as well as continued growth in healthcare and aerospace. The Rio Grande Valley Business Journal is in partnership with KEDT. KRGV reports that on Sunday, more than 27,000 Hidalgo County residents were without power as a severe thunderstorm cut through the Rio Grande Valley. The severe thunderstorm produced brief and very strong winds and some very heavy downpours. AEP Texas reports that number has been downgraded to over 4,400 customers without power. Magic Valley Electric Co-op is reporting about 1,400 customers are still without power as of Monday morning. As Texas seeks to meet a long-term need for nursing and healthcare professionals, one South Texas University is preparing for the fall semester with a new college dedicated to the cause. I got to chat with university students and faculty to get more details. Leticia Garza will follow her family's footsteps as she enters her first semester at Texas A&M University-Kingsville.
My dad is a graduate of A&I and A&M Kingsville. I've got uncles, aunts, cousins, and nephews.
She'll also be a javelina at the same time as her son Alex.
If everything goes as planned, we may even walk the stage together.
The Beeville native joins the javelina lineage this semester as part of the inaugural class for the university's newly created College of Nursing and Health Professions. In addition to working full-time, she'll participate in the college's first cohort of the Registered Nurse to Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. By the time she walks the stage in about 2 years, the need for healthcare and nursing professions will continue to rise, a need that she's seen firsthand. She's worked 17 of her 20-year healthcare career as a registered nurse and currently works with a nonprofit health center in her hometown.
Here is where I've kind of seen things very different than I used to see them when I worked at the ER. And it's really motivated me to go back to school so I can definitely have that better understanding of how we can take care of our community.
Healthcare professions are anticipated to outpace average job growth through 2034. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics expects on average 189,000 openings for registered nurses per year. Employment is projected to grow 5% from 2024 to 2034.
It is going to help start shortening that gap. So this program is really going to help a lot to bring in more students and try to close up that gap within our areas over here.
224 of 254 Texas counties were designated in 2024 as health professional shortage areas, meaning over 6 million residents lived in a county with too few healthcare providers. A&M Kingsville Director of Rural Nursing and Health Sciences, Denise Neal, said there's a comprehensive need.
One was the shortage of nursing. One of the major factors, though, is that students would come to preview days on campus and then say, well, I'm not going to enroll at Kingsville because you don't offer nursing.
Medical education has grown significantly in Kingsville in the past year. In addition to the new college, Texas A&M University's College of Medicine opened a rural campus in Kingsville this year. Area high school students also now can participate in a camp to learn more about working in healthcare.
We're seeking opportunities for the students to get their clinical experiences in this region with the hope that they will stay and contribute to advancing healthcare in this region.
Prior to committing to A&M Kingsville, Garza had considered furthering her education through universities in San Antonio and Arlington. Legacy status and online courses led her to pursue her educational and professional goals closer to home.
Being the first into this class, I know it's going to be a challenge because it's going to set some of the standards moving forward.
This fall, Garza will join her classmates and potential colleagues as the state continues to shape what rural healthcare looks like and maintain the staff to keep it going. You can also read the full story on our website at kedt.org. With just over 3 months until the midterm election, Texas's closely watched U.S. Senate race is heating up. Last week, Republican candidate Ken Paxton debuted a campaign ad highlighting his new economic plan. The Texas Newsroom's Blaze Gainey reports that Paxton will campaign across the state this week, where the candidate says he'll be touting the plan and sharing more details.
The Republican U.S. Senate candidate is proposing several tax cuts he says will help citizens keep up with the cost of living, a problem he believes Washington is making worse.
I believe every Texan should be able to buy a home, raise a family, and live a healthy life without struggling to make ends meet.
Paxton's calling it his Protecting Texas Promise agenda, which he says would establish tax cuts into the tens of thousands for medical expenses, down payments on homes, and a healthy living tax deduction. The economic proposal comes on the heels of recent polls showing Paxton trailing his Democratic opponent, James Tallarico, including a Fox News poll from Thursday that put the Republican 3 points behind. I'm Blaze Gainey in Austin.
Doctors and public health officials are urging parents and guardians to check that their children's vaccinations are up to date ahead of the new school year. KERA's Abigail Ruman reports.
The Texas Medical Association, or TMA, says vaccinations are more important than ever as measles cases nationwide reach their highest point in 30 years. Dr. Jason Turk is a TMA member and a North Texas pediatrician. He says misinformation about vaccines can create confusion, but doctors want to help parents navigate these important decisions.
Vaccines, probably second only to modern sanitation, are the most important thing that we've done in public health at preventing deaths and preventing serious illnesses.
Turk says parents with concerns about vaccine safety should talk to their child's medical provider. I'm Abigail Ruman in Dallas.
An instrument designed by a scientist at Southwest Research Institute at San Antonio has made the first direct temperature measurements beneath the surface of Io, a moon of Jupiter. Texas Public Radio's Jerry Clayton has more.
Scott Bolton is the Juno spacecraft principal investigator. His team didn't initially believe the sensor would be able to measure the temperature below the surface of the volcanic moon.
And we saw that our lowest frequencies, which penetrate the deepest, actually saw and measured warmer temperatures. And so that told us right away that we must be seeing in where there's magma underneath the surface.
Bolton says the discovery could improve understanding features on other bodies in space and even volcanoes on Earth.
We can learn how volcanoes work and monitor them and even maybe learn how to do better predictions. That would be a great goal, and I'm hoping that maybe some of these discoveries will lead to something like that.
The Juno probe was launched in 2011 and arrived at Jupiter in 2016. I'm Jerry Clayton in San Antonio.
And today, student athletes across Texas are lacing their cleats, fastening their helmets, and gearing up for the first full week of high school sports. But before they take the field, they'll have to get clearance from the wet bulb globe temperature, or WBGT reading. Houston Public Media's Bianca Seward breaks down exactly what that is and why the University Interscholastic League passed a new policy requiring teams to abide by the WBGT guidelines.
A WBGT reading is a comprehensive assessment of the heat risk. It takes into account air temperature, humidity, wind speed, and cloud cover. For the last 3 years, the University Interscholastic League has recommended schools consult WBGT readings to help them decide if they should practice outside, and if so, for how long. But now it's a requirement. Here's Jamie Harrison, the league's executive director.
The bottom line is, this is the national gold standard for keeping kids safe when working in the heat, and that's our ultimate goal.
WBGT ratings above an 82 automatically begin triggering mandatory modifications to any outdoor activity. If the gauge hits 92, outdoor practice is prohibited. I'm Bianca Seward.
And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.